Hi, I'm Athena Quant, and welcome to a new explainer. Today we're going to dig into something that's absolutely fundamental for any serious trader, using descriptive statistics to actually make sense of the market. I mean, think about it. Every single day, the markets just unleash this tidal wave of information. We're talking prices, volumes, returns, you name it. It can feel completely overwhelming, right? Kind of like you're trying to find a single drop of water in the entire ocean. So, how in the world do the pros navigate all this? Well, I'll tell you. They don't just stare at charts and hope for a sign from the heavens. Nope, they use a very specific set of tools to cut through all that noise and find clear, actionable insights. And that really brings us to the core belief of any quantitative approach. It's this simple idea: you can't trade what you don't measure. If you can't describe your strategy with actual numbers, you don't truly understand its behavior, and you definitely can't manage its risk. It's as simple as that. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to build your foundational statistical toolkit, piece by piece, so you can start measuring the market just like a professional. All right, first things first, we have to answer the most basic question of all. For any given asset or strategy, what's a typical outcome? What usually happens? We've got to find the center of the action. And the most common tool for this, the one we all learned in school, is the mean, or, the simple average. It's fantastic for a quick look at the expected return of a stock, or the average profit from your trades. But it has one huge weakness, and that brings us to our next tool. And that weakness is exactly where the median comes in to save the day. See, the median is the exact middle value in your data. Its superpower? It completely ignores those crazy extreme outlier days that can throw everything else off.
So here's the bottom line, and this is really important. The median gets dragged all over the place by huge, rare wins or losses, and that can give you a really distorted picture. The median, though, it doesn't care. It tells you what a truly typical day actually looks like. So if your data has outliers, and let's be honest, financial data is full of them, the median is often the much more honest number.
Okay, knowing the center is great, but it's only half the story. What about the journey? Was it a nice, calm ride, or was it a total roller coaster? This next step is all about measuring that volatility, measuring the risk. How wild is the ride? Now, the undisputed king of risk metrics is standard deviation, but in the trading world, we all just call it volatility. All it does is measure how spread out your returns are from the average. So, a high standard deviation means wide, unpredictable swings. A low one means things are staying pretty tight and close to the average. And listen, this isn't just some abstract theory. Volatility is literally the engine behind some of the most practical tools in trading. It helps you decide your position size, how much to risk on a trade. It's the bands in Bollinger Bands, and it's a key ingredient in performance metrics like the Sharpe ratio. It's everywhere. Okay, now we get to the really fun part, the more advanced tools in the kit. We're going to start looking at the actual shape of our data. This is how we uncover hidden risks that the mean and volatility just can't see on their own. I want you to think about it this way. When a big surprise happens with your strategy, when something unexpected occurs, is it more likely to be a massive, amazing win or a totally catastrophic loss? The answer to that question is incredibly important for managing your risk. The tool that answers this question for us is called Skewness. It just measures if the distribution of your returns is lopsided or asymmetrical. A perfect bell curve has zero skew. But let me tell you, financial data is almost never that perfect. And this concept translates directly to real-world strategies. On one side, you've got negative skew. Think of selling options. You collect small premium checks over and over, many small wins, but you live with the constant fear of a rare, explosive loss. Then on the other side, you have positive skew. This is like trend following. You take a bunch of small losses, just waiting for that one massive home run trend that pays for everything and then some. So beyond just the direction of the surprises, we also have to ask how frequent and how massive are the extreme surprises. We're talking about those market events that nobody sees coming. We're talking about measuring the risk of black swans. And the tool for this is called Kurtosis. Now, high kurtosis means your data has fat tails, and this is a critical concept to grasp. It just means that extreme events, both good and bad, happen way more often than a normal bell curve would ever predict. And in finance, this isn't the exception, it's the rule. So, look at that. We have our tools. The mean and median find the center. Standard deviation measures the volatility. Skewness tells us which way the surprises lean.
And Kurtosis warns us about the risk of those extreme black swan events. Let's see what this complete statistical X-ray looks like when we put it all together.
This table really lays out the whole toolkit for you in one spot. See how each statistic answers a different but crucial question? Together, they give you this deep, multi-dimensional view of an asset or a strategy that takes you so far beyond just looking at a simple price chart.
So, if you only remember one thing from this, let it be this. Market returns are not neat and tidy. They are wild. They tend to have a bias towards sudden crashes, that's our negative skew, and they're prone to way more extreme events than you think, that's high kurtosis, those fat tails, and what that really means is that standard deviation, all on its own, often understates the true risk you're taking on. So there you have it. We've built the toolkit. You now have the fundamental instruments to actually measure the market, not just guess at it. So the only real question left is, what story is your data waiting to tell you?